Hello everybody, this is Solar Tiger with another solar power video. Today is January 2022 and this is the first video of 2022. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. So today I'm going to do a video about this solar power generator that I bought from eBay. This is the Bluetti B180 solar power station. You can see on the side here it says Power Oak. Power Oak is a brand of Bluetti, and this thing is quite big. It weighs approximately 16 kilograms, so if you double that you get an approximate weight in pounds, since a kilogram is 2.2 pounds. So it's a fairly heavy unit, and the front and the rear sections are made of plastic. The side panels are made of metal, so good quality. Now, I looked at many solar generators on eBay and Amazon before I finally bought this one. I was trying to choose between buying the Bluetti or the Jackery 1000, but I'll go into that later. So this is the EB150 from Bluetti. They make different models. They made a EB120, which was a 1200 watt hour model. They still make a B150 model, which is 1500 watt hours. They make a B180, which is this one, it's 1800 watt hours, and they do an EB240, which is 2400 watt hours. So I bought this one. It's the EB180. It's 1800 watt hours. It has a 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter, and it can handle surges of up to 1200 watts for a few seconds, but it's 1000 watts continuous pure sine wave, which is good if you're running electronic devices because they'll run better, you'll have less interference, and it will prolong the life of your devices. So this is the front panel. It has a display screen, 4 USB-A sockets, 1 USB socket, a 12 volt cigarette lighter outlet, and an input jack, and down here there's a grill for a fan. So that's the front panel. On the top there is a handle, a solid handle, because as I said the unit weighs 16 kilograms. It's quite heavy. You can carry it, but you wouldn't want to carry it too far. But the handle is solid, so it's reassuringly solid. On the side it's just a pure metal panel. Round the back we have a fan outlet and 2 AC outlets. These are UK outlets for the 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter. They make different models with different outlets, but this is a UK model, so it has the UK 3-pin sockets. I can't run the front here. They do US models with US 110 volt outlets. They do ones with European Schuko outlets and so forth. But I have the UK model. So that's the front and the back. There's nothing on this side either. So this unit is quite substantial. As I said, it weighs 16 kilos. You know, you can move it around, but it's not a thing you'd like to carry around with you everywhere. So I bought this as a backup for if the power failed. Basically, I wanted a unit that could run my fridge, freezer, and a standalone freezer as well through a power outage, because obviously you fill your freezer up with food, and the last thing you want is it to spoil during a power outage. So this has a 1000 watt inverter and 1800 watts of capacity. Obviously the usable capacity is a little bit less. It's usually about 80% of the rated capacity because of how the unit works and to prolong the life of the batteries. So you get about 80% of the rated capacity from people that I've seen that have done tests on YouTube. So about 80%. So it's 1800 watt unit, so I'd say about 1500 watts maybe is usable, maybe a bit more, don't know. Obviously it's best not to run the battery dead because that helps it to last longer in the long term. It has full protection features through the BMS or battery management system. It prevents over discharge, overcharging, short circuit protection, etc. And this unit also has cold temperature protection. If the temperature goes below freezing, it will stop you from charging the battery, because lithium ion batteries can get damaged if they're charged at temperatures below freezing. Which also brings me to the battery. Now ideally you'd want a unit with a lithium iron phosphate battery. They have the longest cycle life, in excess of 3000 cycles. The cheaper ones have lithium ion batteries that have a life of around 500 cycles. This one has lithium ion batteries, they're LG batteries, and the manufacturer gives a cycle life of 2500 cycles, even though this is not a lithium iron phosphate battery. So that's one of the things that swung me to buying this unit. I was trying to decide whether to buy this unit or the EB150 or the Jackery 1000, and other than this one having more capacity, the thing that I didn't like about the Jackery 1000 is the battery in it is only rated for 500 cycles, whereas this one is rated for 2500 cycles, or 5 times as much. So this is a long-term investment. I would want it to last as long as possible. So I bought this mainly as a backup for the fridge, freezer and the freezer in our house, but I can also use it for running other things as well. So things to look out for that you want in a unit is one with a regulated 12 volt outlet. Not all models come with a regulated 12 volt outlet. Some of them, the voltage you get from the outlet is dependent on the charge of the battery. So as the battery runs down, the voltage out of here goes down, which is not good. So ideally you want one with a regulated output. And this one, I will tell you now that in the manual it says that the voltage from here is 12.8 volts. But I will show you what other people have found on YouTube. And let me just turn it on. I will plug in a voltage measuring device. I'll turn on the DC output, and you will see that the voltage coming from the 12 volt outlet is 13.6 volts, which is what other people have said on YouTube. I will now get rid of this because it's in the way. So yes, 13.6 volts. This unit doesn't have a cover for the outlet, but I found one amongst my collection of stuff. So I'll put that inside there. It just stops any rubbish going into the outlet. Right, so if we go into the front panel, there's a main on-off switch, a switch for the DC output, and a switch for the AC output. It has a backlight that goes off after a few seconds. Press any button to turn it on again. So you can see there's a battery indicator. It has 5 bars. It tells you the capacity of the battery. So each bar is roughly 20% of the battery. At the top is an input watt meter. In the middle is a DC watt meter. And at the bottom there is an AC watt meter. Also, it tells you if the output is on or off, as you can see there. Now, some people criticise the display that there's not a percentage for the battery. So some people will mention that. They say that having a percentage there is more accurate. So that's how that is. So on the right here, there's a input jack. The input can take any voltage between 16 volts and 60 volts at a maximum of 10 amps. So that jack is where you plug in the AC adapter or your solar panels, as this device can be charged with solar panels. Moving down, we have 4 Type A USB sockets in 2 pairs. You can draw 3 amps maximum from each pair of sockets. So either 3 amps from the one socket, 1.5 amps from each socket, or whichever, as long as it comes to 3 amps. So there's the 4 USB-A sockets. Underneath there's a USB-C socket that can deliver 45 watts maximum for this unit. And there's a fan grill at the bottom for cooling the unit, and on the back there's 2 AC outlets, which are UK ones, since I bought a UK unit, but you can get models with 110 volt sockets on the back, or whichever sockets are current in your country. So that's how that works. So I'm using the 5 volts here to charge this fan. It's charging as the red light is on. So that's that. There's a 12 volt outlet, and I can plug in any 12 volt device up to a maximum of 9 amps. So I can plug in fans and lights and pretty much anything you can plug into the USB to the cigarette outlet in your car is game here. There's 4 USB sockets here. If I need more USB sockets, I could plug this in here, and I have 3 more sockets, so that's what I could do with that. I could charge my phone or tablet or whatever from the USB sockets. So that's that. I will take away the fan just to give me more room. It comes with an instruction manual, as you would expect anything to come with. Let me see if I can find some details. See what we can find. Right, here's some things here from the manual. So we got, so the output can output 1000 watts continuous, 1200 watts peak. The inverter has a maximum efficiency of 90% for the 220 volt model, 88% if you have the 110 volt model. Now here it says the cigar outlet puts out 12.8 volts, but I've just shown you that it actually puts out 13.6 volts. So we got? Okay. The AC adapter is rated at 200 watts at 42 volts. The maximum solar input is 500 watts. It has an MPPT solar charge controller that has a peak efficiency of 99.5%. Right. Of the different models, there's the EB120 weighs 12.6 kilograms. The EB150 weighs 16.3 kilograms. The EB180, which is the model I've got here, weighs 16.5 kilograms. And the EB240 weighs 23.1 kilograms. The batteries inside this model are 4 in series and 42 in parallel. The dimensions of the unit are 39.3 centimeters by 16.5 centimeters by 36.4 centimeters. I can't tell you the size in inches, but that's how it is. It's a slim but deep unit rather than a sort of boxy unit. The outlets are on the back, as I've said. There's some people prefer models like the Jackery that have all the sockets on the front, so that may work better for you as they're easier to access rather than having to go around the back and plug stuff in. So to demonstrate the AC outlet, I have my heated jacket battery plugged in. I shall turn on the AC. Yeah, and you can see it working. See it working, maybe? It says, it's saying 0 for some reason. Maybe that was not a good example of that. Maybe it's not a good example. Oh, it's on. Okay, the adapter is on, the red light's on it, but it's drawing so little power that the AC wattage meter is not indicating. I will say that the other day I tested this device with my vacuum cleaner. It's a Dyson vacuum cleaner, upright vacuum, rated at 650 watts. The display did show over 700 watts, which other people have commented that the AC wattage display always reads high. So that's something to bear in mind. If you plug in a kilowatt meter, you'll get a more realistic value. So that's from other videos I've seen, but it works fine. The Hoover ran fine. I used it for about half an hour and there was no issues with it. So that's that. So when you buy the device, you get the device, the instruction manual. It comes with a wall charger. This is a 200 watts wall charger rated at 42 volts, and this particular solar generator comes with a solar panel lead. On the front is a 6mm jack, and this is an adapter for 6mm jack to MC4 connectors, so you can connect any solar panel to this unit. You don't have to buy Bluetti solar panels. You can hook up any standard solar panels that come with MC4 connectors, or solar panels come with these connectors as standard. and you can just plug them straight in. Now the input voltage is up to 60 volts, and I've tried with my solar panels that are outside. Those ones out there, there are 3 panels in series, 3 100 watt panels. It comes to about 60 volts, and I connected them to this unit, albeit the weather wasn't all that sunny, but I was getting maybe 100 watts because the weather wasn't very sunny, but that works, and it's included. The cable isn't that long, I don't know, it's say 3 or 4 foot maybe, so you'll probably need some kind of extension cable to connect to your solar panels, because the instruction manuals state that when you're charging from solar, to keep this unit out of direct sunlight, i.e. this unit in the shade inside your motorhome or RV or car or SUV or wherever you have it. So this unit needs to stay out of direct sunlight when you're charging. Obviously you need direct sunlight on your solar panels, so you're going to need an extension cable to connect the solar panels. But with some of the units, that cable is not included and you have to buy it, so that's added expense. So that's how that is. So I bought this on eBay. There are differing prices on eBay and Amazon. I bought this one on eBay, and I bought it for 1,025 UK pounds. So that is that. So I bought it mainly as a backup for power outages, although a lot of people buy these and use them in their camper vans, and they provide all their power needs. So off the grid, so that's that. People use them in their cabins, etc., and they get good reviews. So but I'm using this at home, as I said, as a backup, and I can use it to charge other things as well. I do have a solar power system in my bedroom. Those panels outside over there are connected to this cabinet with a solar power system in here, and I have batteries inside this box and an inverter and other things in my room. So I do have a sort of everyday solar system. This is a regular house. It's on the grid, and the rest of the house is on the grid. So my solar stuff is more of a hobby, and this is a backup that's more practical. So this is Solar Tiger saying thank you for watching, and if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below in the comment section and I'll try and answer them. So until next time, this is Solar Tiger saying thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. So thank you.